So, Councilor Novick, can you tell us a little bit about this legislation?
Yes, so this bubbled up to us through the DA's office, the police bureau, and the city attorney's office. It's something they were working on a couple of years ago. The idea is to give law enforcement an enhanced tool to address various forms of crime. We know that there are some properties that are associated with certain kinds of crime. There's some hotels that are associated with prostitution. There's some locations that are associated with drug dealing. And one tool the city has to address that is to go to the property owner and say, hey, these nuisance activities are happening at your property. We'd like you to take some responsibility for it and take steps to address it. Whether that's adding security cameras, whether that's training their personnel to recognize things like human trafficking, whether that's lighting outside to deter drug dealers, we ask them to do those things. And what this particular ordinance does is it enhances that tool. Previously, we could only invoke the chronic nuisance law if there's 3 instances of nuisance activities within the scope of 30 days. And the truth is, our police force is so stretched thin, they can't hang out in front of one place numerous times in 30 days. So we're changing that to 2 instances within 90 days, which means that if there's 2 instances of a nuisance activity within 90 days, then the police can go to the property owner and start this process. Because, given how thin our resources are, if there's 2 instances within 90 days, there are probably a bunch of other instances in the in-between. So what this does is, first of all, sort of expands the timeline and reduces the number of nuisance activities necessary to invoke the nuisance law. And it also spells out a number of the abatement activities that the city can ask the property owner to take, such as installing security cameras, lighting, training employees, requiring that everybody who comes to a hotel has a picture ID, etc. So what we think is that by enhancing this tool, we can give the police more ability to get property owners to work with them to reduce illegal activity. And what the police do is they go and talk to the property owner repeatedly and say, here's what's going on, here's the things we think you should do. And the last resort is you can go to court to get an order to them to take steps or even to close down. The police don't want to do that. They want to work something out. But this tool this enhanced tool should make it easier for them to persuade the property owners to help.
How do you guys make sure they follow through with those consequences or those actions they must take? And then what happens if they don't?
Well, that's where, the police will check back in and say, okay, here's the measures you said you would take. Are you taking them? And if they don't, eventually you can go to court and get a court order saying you have to either adopt these following abatement actions or we shut you down. So that's it's a process that involves discussion, and ultimately the hammer is going to court and saying you're going to be ordered to do those things.
So there's a lot of problems on 82nd Street that the district attorney's office was talking about.
Yes.
And businesses there that might be complicit or might allegedly not be taking enough action.
Right.
How do you think this legislation is going to help that community?
We think, that obviously, that's in our district, that's a major concern. We'd heard from Principal Sykes at McDaniel High School about the human trafficking, all around the high school. So we definitely think that this will help, that it will be easy. It'll make it easier to go to hotels or other locations where there's human trafficking going on the premises or about the premises, and tell the property owner, you need to help put an end to this.
And that's the same with gun violence, right?
Yes.
In crime in general.
And crime and drug dealing, whatever it is. Obviously, it was a major motivation for us, the human trafficking along 82nd, but the chronic nuisance tool can be used to address a wide variety of crimes, not just that.
Anything else you'd like to add, Councilor?
Just that we know that most people, including most business owners, want to be responsible and would like to, and most people don't welcome crime in their place of business. But we want to be sure to, when there's somebody who either needs a little nudge or sort of doesn't know what they might do to address the crime associated with their business, we want to have tools to nudge them and to educate them.